So I have this saying in life, and that is that when you try something for the first time or you're doing something you haven't done in a while for the first time, there's going to be rust and you're going to make some mistakes. Something we saw in week 1 of the NFL season, but we're back and we're ready to do our week 2 predictions. So welcome back to the Esports Scoop. Today we are doing our NFL week 2 predictions. Make sure to watch the full video because we will say something dumb and you'll want to dislike the video. Game number 1, where we have the Bengals versus the Browns in a Thursday night matchup. I love the dynamic of this game with 2 first overall picks, one who's been playing well in one game and one who's pretty bad in my opinion. I think the problem with the Browns going into this game is that they have Mayfield as their leader. I think he should be an addition to that powerful run game. We record this a second time. I've switched my mind. I have the Bengals winning this one, 20-17.
I don't know if I agree with you. Bro looked he looked good last week, but I don't know if he was ready, especially the Bengals defense. I don't know if they are ready for Nick Chubb, and he looked a little off last week, but I think he should be back to form this week. So I'm going to give this one to the Browns, 24-13.
I think this game's going to go to the Browns also, 27-20. Honestly, I think Mayfield won't have a big day, but Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are going to take on the load, and I think the defense will play well enough against Burrow, so I think Browns win.
Game number 2, me and Charlie's Giants versus the Bears, who had Trubisky, the wonder kid, scoring 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter against the Lions in that comeback win. I had favored the odds of the Giants in this game. I don't think anymore. I have the Bears winning this one 24-17.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give this one to the Bears as well. I think the Bears looked good last week, especially Trubisky, and the Giants, namely Saquon Barkley, looked not so good. So I'm going to give this one to the Bears, 27-20.
I think 20-17, the Bears will win also. I think it's tough for Daniel Jones. He has to go against 2 tough defense, Steelers and the Bears. And Trubisky, he's fine. I don't think he's a wonder kid, but he'll do enough to get them to win.
Now to the next game, we have the Los Angeles Rams versus the Eagles. The Rams losing to the Cowboys, Eagles losing to the Washington football team. I actually have the Rams winning this one. Hot take, maybe. I have the Rams winning this one 25-20.
Yeah, I personally do not love Wentz as a QB, and you may disagree with me, but I think the Eagles didn't look great last week, especially in the fourth quarter. They gave up so many sacks to the Washington football team. The Rams, however, did well stopping Elliott enough. They didn't stop him well, but they did enough just to get them the win. And I think they're going to do it again. They're going to win 24-17.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Rams will win the close game, 23-20. I think the Eagles once again gain their injury bug again, getting shrunken by it, which is going to really hurt them. I think I disagree. I think Wentz is a really good quarterback, but he just has no help. And I think Aaron Donald's going to feast on that offensive line without Brandon Brooks. So I think, 23-20.
Now to the next game, we have the Falcons versus the Cowboys. The Cowboys disappointing. If you want to hear me rant about them more in depth, go check out my video we did yesterday. I have a lot to say about that game. I have in this one the Cowboys beating the Falcons 24-20.
Yeah, I actually disagree with you. I think the Falcons looked all right last week against Russell Wilson and his good offense. Him and DK Metcalf are so electrifying. And the Cowboys, however, looked pretty shaky against the Rams. The only player that I think really played well was Zeke. I think Prescott didn't have a great week, and none of his receivers really played great. So I'm going to give this one to the Falcons, surprisingly enough, 31-24.
I disagree. I think the Cowboys will win. I think Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, they're going to have a bounce-back week. They have a really good team. I can't see them losing back-to-back. And Matt Ryan will put up a really good numbers on the stat sheet, and it'll make fantasy people happy again, but it won't be enough for the Falcons. 34-31.
Next game, Panthers versus the Buccaneers. playing Bucks offense that lost to the Saints, but Tom Brady has a new offensive line, new system. Didn't have his number one receiver in training camp. Didn't have any OTAs. No, preseason. I have the Buccaneers, although winning this one in a slight blowout, 30-17.
Yeah, I actually disagree. I do agree, but I don't think it'll be even close to a blowout. I think it'll be a one-possession game. I think the Panthers' offense, fueled by McCaffrey, is going to be scary for any team just because McCaffrey is so scary. However, the Bucks' offense, they just do have so many pieces, and their defense is good too, namely that middle linebacking core with Levante David and Devin White looking scary. I just think the Bucks are going to win this one, but not by that much, 31-24.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Bucks will win, but it will be close. The Panthers are really underrated. They play decent. I think they have a solid defense and a solid offense, but they don't have any really great pieces besides McCaffrey, which I think is going to be their downfall. The Bucks have one of the best rosters on paper, so I think 30-23 Tampa Bay.
Next game, 49ers Jets. Come on. You know who's going to win this one. I have the Niners. This is going to be the shortest prediction I have the Niners blowing this one out, 35-14.
Yeah, I also have the Niners taking this one by storm, 27-13. I actually don't think the Jets without Le'Veon are going to be able to do anything, even with Le'Veon.
I think there's really nothing we're going to be able to do this week. I mean, the Niners are just so good. We might not even have Le'Veon. It's not going to be really pretty at all. I think 31-10 San Francisco win. Raheem Mostert will have a big day, in my opinion.
Don't feel bad, Serge. They would do this to the Giants as well. It's all right.
Thanks.
Now to the next game, Broncos versus Steelers. This Broncos offense, which looked really good, and then they lost Cortland Sutton. Jerry Jeudy looked okay against the Titans, who didn't have Adoree Jackson, their number one cornerback, after losing Logan Ryan. So, he might be getting into the sweep of things. I have the Steelers in this one. I think that defense is going to carry. I did like Ben Roethlisberger. I have the Steelers winning this one 24-13.
I actually don't yet trust Ben Roethlisberger. However, I think that their defense is so lethal. And Jerry Jeudy actually didn't play great last week. He had a couple of drops. I don't think he's ready to play against a top quality defense like the Steelers. So I'm going to give this one to the Steelers, 23-14.
Yeah, I think the Steelers will win this one. I think Ben Roethlisberger, he looked good in his debut. I think that it's going to be really tough for the Broncos this week. Drew Lock actually will have a decent game, but I expect Benny Snell is going to be the X factor, in my opinion. Had over 100 yards last week. I think he'll do good again this week, and he'll be the difference maker. 27-23, I got the Steelers.
Next game, Jaguars Titans, playing against a really, really good Titans offense. The Jaguars upsetting the Colts, who I think are possibly a playoff team. Although I think the Titans, Derrick Henry should have a great game. Tannehill, great game as well. I have the Titans winning this one 24-17.
Yeah, I think the Titans are going to absolutely demolish the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars defense just is not going to be able to keep up with Derrick Henry, who is at times one of the most lethal running backs in the league. I think he went over 1,500 yards last year. I think it's not even going to be close. 31-10 for the Titans.
I don't know. I feel like it'll be a close game. I feel like Minshew is a really good quarterback. It's going to be really a little bit difficult, but I think Titans defense is also really good. Henry's going to have a good game against that depleted Jacksonville defense. I think 24-16 on Tennessee.
Packers lines. Packers actually having a franchise record with most points in the first quarter against the Vikings. Hopefully Galladay I know he's questionable. Hopefully he's ready for this game. I think that'll be a game changer for the Lions. I think if not, it's definitely a game for the Packers. I have the Packers winning this one 27-14.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. I think that the Packers right now are a better team than the Lions, especially with Aaron Rodgers playing the way he's playing and Devontae Adams playing the way he's playing. Rodgers threw 4 touchdown passes last week. Are we seeing the old Rodgers? Is he back? I'm going to give this one to the Packers, 31-21.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Packers will win this game. I think Devontae Adams, like you said, he played outstanding in week 1. I expect that to continue as long as he stays healthy. Aaron Jones, I expect a bounce back week from him. I think Matt Stafford, he's going to have a decent game, but it's not going to be enough. I think the Packers pass rush will get to him, and I think Packers will win 28-20.
Next game, the Bills versus the Dolphins. The Bills having a pretty convincing performance. I love Sean McDermott as a coach. I think the Dolphins, I don't like them starting Fitzpatrick. I think they should be starting Tua. I have the Bills winning this one in a closer matchup, 24-17.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the Bills are going to win this one over the Ryan Fitzpatrick starting Dolphins. I think the Bills played well enough last week, and the Dolphins were not able to get much going against the Patriots. I think the Bills are going to win this one 27-13.
Yeah, I literally have the exact same scores, Charlie. I think 27-13 Bills. I think it's going to be a tough game for Miami. Fitzpatrick, he might throw a couple picks against the Buffalo secondary. Pass rush, it's going to be really difficult. Buffalo also have a really good defense. Josh Allen had a really good start this season, albeit it was against the Jets, but still, I think he could definitely continue that against Miami, and I think Stephon Diggs could have an impact on this game. So I think, 27-13.
I don't know if 2 fumbles is a good start to a season, but that's your opinion. Vikings-Colts. Next game. This one, the Colts kind of made me sad as they lost to the Jaguars. Phillip Rivers, I think, is going to do pretty well simply because that offensive line is incredible, one of the best in the league. Although the Vikings played well against the Packers, just got outscored. So I think in this game it's going to be the Vikings. I think Adam Thielen played incredibly. Dalvin Cook should be going off. I have them winning this one in a closer one, 35-20.
I think that the Vikings played well-ish last week. Their defense didn't play great against a really good Packers offense last week, but their offense played fine. And the Colts, although Nyheim Hines really stepped up, losing Marlon Mack, I think it's going to have a bigger effect on them than if you might think. So I think that the Vikings are going to take this one 31-17.
And I think obviously Jacksonville is a better team than we anticipated. I think they can be good. I think they can. The Colts can have a bounce back week this week, but I still think the Vikings. I think their defense will be better, and their offense is still really good. I expect Dalvin Cook to have a good game against rushing, even though DeForest Buckner is on that D-line. So I expect 24-17 Minnesota.
Next game where we have the Washington football team versus the Arizona Cardinals. I think the Washington football team, they had 8 sacks against Carson Wentz, doubling they had the 8 sacks, and the second most from a team in week 1 was 4. Although I think the Cardinals, just Kyler Murray is a great mobile quarterback, I don't think that the Washington football team will be able to deal with him, even with that great pass rush. So I have the Cardinals winning this one 24-10.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, after that week 1 comeback, Washington looked much better than a lot of people expected them to be. And I think the Cardinals offense is a pretty young or at least led by a young quarterback in Kyler Murray. And I don't know how well the Cardinals' not very good offensive line is going to be able to handle this outstanding Washington D-line. Washington may take this one again. I think 24-21 Washington.
Yeah, I along with many others, made the massive mistake of writing off the Washington football team. Feels weird to say that unironically, but I think it's gonna be another tough one against Arizona. I think Kyler Murray, it's gonna be difficult going against a true number 1 receiver also, and DeAndre Hopkins, and the secondary I'm not sure of yet, but I don't know. They did get 2 picks against Carson Wentz, but Hopkins is a whole different beast. So I think it'll be a close game. I think they're going to get sacks again against that Arizona offensive line, which isn't exactly that improved this year, even though they got Josh Jones. So but the Cardinals will win 27-24.
Next game, Ravens versus Texans. Great game. 2 of the best mobile quarterbacks in the NFL. I think the Ravens are just such an absolute power. No holes in that team. Beating a good Browns team by 32 points. it's not looking good for the Texans in this game. I think they're going to go 0-2. I have the Ravens winning this one, again, a 30-point game, 35-17.
Yeah, I actually think this is going to be a pretty close game. I think it's going to turn into some sort of a shootout. We saw how hard he was to bring down in the backfield last week against the Chiefs. They just couldn't sack him. He's so elusive in the backfield. However, I do think the Ravens are going to take this one 38-35.
The Ravens will win this semi-comfortably. I think, again, the Texans are going to feel the absence of DeAndre Hopkins, him going to the Cardinals. So I think the Ravens defense, one of the best in the NFL, along with one of the best offenses. And I think it's going to be really difficult for the Texans to counter that. Deshaun Watson, once again, is going to do everything he can, but it won't be enough. Lamar Jackson and his team is going to be just too much, 31-17.
Next game, Chiefs-Chargers. Chiefs, Mahomes looking like a surgical quarterback, audibling out of plays, looking even better than he did last year. I don't know how that's possible. For this one, though, don't count out the Chargers. I don't have them winning, but I think it's going to be closer. That Chargers defense was good. I think it's still going to be a bit of a, little bit. I have 27-17 Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't think this one's going to be as close. I think the Chiefs' offense is so high-powered, and the Chargers got a little lucky last week to win against the Bengals. That offensive pass interference call on the last play, one of the last plays of the game to A.J. Green in the end zone. I think that their offense just underperformed the Chargers. Eckler didn't play great, and I think this one's going to go to the Chiefs 28-13.
Yeah, I honestly, I think I just don't understand how you can stop the Chiefs now that they got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. There's literally no weaknesses to this team. Even if the Chiefs might not put a great number statistically, they'll still win, in my opinion, because Mahomes, he couldn't light up the stat sheet. But one thing that I was really impressed with him is, like I said, his game manager-ness, that he can be a game manager, his quick release. Like, it looks as fast as Tom Brady. Those don't show up on the stat sheet, but he was really good. I think Edwards-Helaire will have another big day. I think Chiefs will win 27-10 with ease.
Going into our second to last game, great game, Patriots-Seahawks. Cam Newton was, looking pretty good. I know it was against the Dolphins, but I think it's like Colin Cowherd said, lights, action, Cam. He played well. I think him and Bill Belichick have this agreement, although Russell Wilson was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Phenomenal against the Falcons. I think, he's going to take over this game against the Patriots. I don't think they're going to win this one. I have the Seahawks winning this one 24-13.
Yeah, I really like the Seahawks. I think they're a very good team, but sometimes they can play a really, really shaky game, and sometimes they make a lot of offensive mistakes and then don't close out games till the very end and only win by a couple of points. And I think that this one will be no different. I think the Patriots will keep them close. However, the Seahawks will prevail. I mean, Cam Newton had 2 rushing touchdowns last week. The Seahawks will prevail, though, 27-24.
Agree. I think, honestly, Cam looked really good. I think this is a team that could definitely make the playoffs in the Patriots. I think Seattle will win. I think the opt-outs, this is where the Patriots are really going to feel it. Cam, he'll have a solid game, but I think Jamal Adams will be a huge factor as like a leader and a quarterback for that defense. And I think that's going to make all the difference. I think Wilson, he'll play decent, and I think it'll be enough. 31-24 Seahawks.
Next game, Saints versus Raiders, Monday Night Football at 8:15. Again, I think the Saints just have one of the best rosters, if not the best in the NFL. Picking up Malcolm Jenkins, Emmanuel Sanders to add both to that defense and offense. Drew Brees was looking pretty good. That defense was looking good. I believe held Mike Evans to, I think, a reception. That might not be true. They held him to a short game, beat Tom Brady. You can say what you want about him being on a new team. They still beat the best player, ever in the NFL, whatever. I think the Saints are going to blow this one out. I think they're going to win this one 31-13.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned here because although the Saints defense played a great game against Tom Brady's Bucs, held Mike Evans to 1 catch, 1 touchdown. Michael Thomas health issues. He had, I think, a high ankle sprain, and being their number 1 threat on offense, that's going to take a lot away from their game. However, I do think they're gonna win this one 27-17.
Yeah, I think, like I said, Michael Thomas's health is a huge factor. Even though he didn't really play that well either, he only had like 3 receptions or something. So I
Yeah, I think
think
15 yards.
that's gonna be less of a factor than people think, even if he isn't healthy. I think Kamara, he's back. I think he'll have a good game as he's staying healthy. I think, like I said, Josh Jacobs. I think they're going against a really good running back, which will make it closer than people will think. I have the Saints winning 34-27.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. As well, comment your predictions and make sure to go check out our week 1 to see how we messed up. As well, check out our Dak Prescott video that I made. And yeah, make sure to follow all of our socials. DM us on Instagram if you want to talk about sports, talk about the channel, anything like that. As well, follow us on TikTok. We are also open to brand sponsorship. So if you want to do that, message us. We'd love to
Let us know
on the channel. Let us know. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.